Guys, Rachel here. This is actually my first game back in a while. This is my first game back after reaching my floor of 1700. Basically I'm starting this YouTube channel to kind of document hopefully my rise back to where I used to be, which was my highest rating I think ever was like 1918, something like that. My ultimate goal is to get to like 2200. That obviously won't happen for a while, but that's my ultimate goal. And basically I just want to um analyze my games as I play them. So last night I played in the San Gabriel Valley tournament. It's like just one game every Tuesday just for practice. Well, it's a rated game. Um so yeah, just wanted to go through my game. All right. Um, let's get to it. So I was white here actually. And bear with me because I am kind of new to all of this. So chess base and whatnot. Okay. So, um, yeah, so this is a Roy Lopez opening. I like to play this because I like avoiding getting into any of the complications after like castles and then knight takes pawn. I feel like black typically tends to know those lines pretty well, and I don't. I don't know. I like playing this. I've never seen Bishop C5 before, actually. Although I haven't played this too many times. I don't think I've ever played this in a rated game before. Um, played C3. So far, sorry. So far this is all pretty much book line. It's all pretty common. Okay, I played Bishop takes knight here. This move isn't even in the database, but the computer actually says it's equal at this point. So obviously not good because I'm white and I shouldn't be going for an equal position. But again, it's not a horrible move. Typically what people play here are things like D3, Rook D1, maybe even H3. So those are the more common moves. My move, not in the database at all, but that's okay. Um, actually, hold on, take back. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, he plays B takes C6, and the computer says to take with a D pawn. Um, so yeah, according to the engine, if you take with a D pawn, um, it's a little bit better for black. Um, could look into that more later. But let's just look at what happened in the game. So I played D4. So all this coming up is what the computer says I should have done. So that's cool. Okay. Um, so up until this point, like I said, the computer, this is the line it says. But then the next move, it says to play bishop B7. Um, but black played H6. I guess kind of avoiding some complications. I don't think that's necessarily horrible. I was thinking of things like going like queen C2 and then E5 and then knight G5. So understandable. I played bishop F4, rook E8, and here is where I might have played this too soon, but I played E5 here. Um, might have been better to prepare with rook E1. The engine suggests A4, like pawn A4, which I thought about. I don't know. I just thought E5 was good here. But you know, it's about equal here. Maybe a little bit better for black after I did this. Knight D5 takes, and then I played a move that I thought was kind of cute. But engine doesn't even suggest it. I played Queen B5. I liked this. Then after D takes, here I thought for a long time. So this was a 90 minutes each with a 5-second delay. Yeah, I thought about this for a long time. And at first I was thinking of things like queen takes. But this does not work. So first he could take here. And I can't really do this because of bishop here. I also thought about like rook E1 first. But that doesn't work just because of simply this. But there's some tricks here. But in retrospect, rook fe1 might have been better here. Let me see what the it says. Well, and this is when I went over the game with my opponent, he thought I was going to take knight takes e5, which in retrospect is definitely better than what I did. I took with the bishop, but the knight clearly belongs here. I'm not really sure what I was thinking. I think I was calculating queen d5 for a really long time, also rook e1, and didn't really think too long about taking with the knight. I thought taking with the bishop looked good, and I just kind of took that at face value. But yeah, I thought for this move for probably about 10 minutes. But it's okay. So I played bishop takes. And then here he plays bishop e6. What would have been better possibly was, so later on he plays like bishop e6 and then queen d7. The computer actually suggests to play queen d7 now, which I think looks interesting. Avoid some complications that happen after bishop e6, because after bishop e6 I get rook a1 in first. In which case this leads to some interesting things. Still, the computer actually says that black is slightly better here. Well, actually, it says the position's equal. It's evaluating it like, negative 0.25. So yeah, black has an edge, is what it says here. Not sure why the computer suggests rook fc1. Haven't really looked into that. I don't know. Doesn't really make sense to me. Computer logic, I don't know. I went rook ac1. And then he went queen d7, which for some reason I wasn't even expecting. So at this point, I had 59 minutes, and I thought for another 10 minutes about this move. Yeah, at first I did not want to exchange queens, but I didn't see a really good way not to. The computer suggests queen a6. Um, and I went over this with my opponent, and he thought taking queens was the right thing to do as well. But I don't know. And I don't know what I was thinking, but I thought there were some phantom threats of like perpetual with like bishop h3, which obviously doesn't make sense because like I got bishop g3 coming in. Like there's no problem here. But I don't know. I thought it was kind of better here. And I just like didn't want to trade the queens. But I did. And I think that was still the right move. So from here, I took the pawn, and I did not see rook e2 at all. So this is again, this is about even. Bishop takes, pawn takes, rook c7. And here is where he kind of messed up. So he goes bishop b5. And this is now slightly better for me. This bishop needs to be available to protect this f pawn, because I got like 95 coming in. He just gave me a lot of play here by doing this. Okay, and bishop e6 would have been good. Even bishop e8, the computer suggests. Anyway, so he goes bishop b5, and then I thought for some time here. The computer suggests a few other. The computer suggests a3, which I don't even know if I thought about. Actually, no, I did think about a3. I just wanted to avoid complications here, and I like rook a1. The computer doesn't hate it, so it looks kind of like a weird move. But it's stopping. I don't want those two rooks on the second rank. So I think this was good. So he takes the pawn. At this point, I should have probably gone a3 immediately. I did an in-between move. I went rook b7, which immediately the computer is saying now black is slightly better. I don't know. I'd have to look at it longer. A3 probably in retrospect was the best move. Let's see, after a3, yeah, he's got like rook 8 coming in, but then I got 95. F6, Yeah, I mean this is interesting. Let's see, 95, F6, A4. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting game. Um, so that would have been interesting. Keep saying the word interesting. Sorry. Anyway, I went rook b7, and then he played bishop c4, which is making things even worse. So we go from him being slightly better back to it being totally equal. Now his bishop is even more out of the game, or even further away from being able to protect f7. Um, and this is where there's a few options here. One is to play rook e1 immediately. And this would have been the best move. And I did not calculate this fully out, which is a problem because I don't know. I just assumed rook e1 wasn't possible because of rook e2. But he can't do this. As soon as he does this, I'm suddenly winning. And I didn't see the continuation here, but just check here. Rook takes pawn. He doesn't have time to take this because of knight g5. Totally missed this. And I had plenty of time to think about it. I had at least 40 minutes left. So that's unfortunate. So I went pawn a3, which again brings us back to black being slightly better. Went rook e1. Oh no, that's what I should have done. Sorry. So I went a3, and here he played just kind of a nonsensical move, which suddenly I'm slightly better. This gives me way too much play after rook e1. Knight e5 might have been better than rook e1 even. But I mean, again, the computer says it's equal after rook e1, and that if I played knight e3, I would have been slightly better. Oh, sorry, knight e5. I don't know. I just like rook e1. Just my instinct says that that's better. I mean, he's got bishop e2, but now I do knight e5, and let's just kind of see what happened here. I mean, I like this. Knight takes, and then he goes rook d1. Rook e4 might have been better. After rook d1, still about equal, but I don't know. I like this for me. Rook e4 might have been good though. The continuation here would be, let's see, knight d6, rook f4, f3. Yeah, I mean it's about equal. So maybe in retrospect, yeah, like he should have played rook e4 probably. After rook d1, I mean, it's interesting, but I don't know. I like this. So at this point, I have 8 minutes left. Can't remember how much he had. I think he had like 20 minutes. And this is the move the engine gives. So I think I found the best move here. So he goes king g6, rook f8. I thought this was a good move. Now I have 5 minutes left at this point. And then he goes king f5, which is double exclamation mark. I'm winning here. But after he played, I was not expecting that. I don't know what I was expecting him to play. Oh no, I was expecting exactly this. It says to go rook e2. And I'm just maybe slightly better here. He goes king f5, which I knew was bad. And I thought it was bad just because I simply take the pawn. So I did. However, I had way better than this. I could have gone knight g5 check. And I am completely winning here. You can see what happens here. I just didn't, yeah. I mean, I had 5 minutes left at this point, but I don't know. Anyway, and this is embarrassing. So after knight takes h6, which, I'm missing a much better move, I had about 3 minutes left, and I just, like, for some reason, didn't even consider knight f5. So knight f5 is the best move. Slightly better at this point, maybe, about equal. I did not see that after king takes knight g7, I just misevaluated this. Like this was the best continuation by far. Um, I for some reason wanted to keep that pawn for, I was hanging on for dear life for that pawn for some reason, and I go knight g8. Knight's out of the game. Suddenly, I'm just losing, like down more than a pawn's equivalent. So terrible, terrible, terrible move. And then things go really downhill from here. I could at least try rook e8 check, but I go rook d8, and then you could see how the game ends. Knight takes. I thought maybe I could make it here. Rook c2, king f1. My only chance here was to maybe go knight d1. And because I'm down like the equivalent of a bishop here after king f1. Because I'm going to I lose my bishop immediately. And yeah, this is completely lost. You could see how the game ends here if you want. As soon as the rooks trade, I'm lost, and I resigned. So this was my first game back, after a bit of a hiatus and having reached my floor of 1700 in the last tournament I played, which was over the summer. Um, So unfortunate that I lost, but it was a really interesting game. I thought I played a lot better than I did in my previous tournament. And I'm at my floor, so I didn't go any lower, which is nice. Um, okay, well, that's it for that game. So I'm playing another game next week. So I look forward to analyzing that one.